37 for the first time.
Monday, February 15th. LUX Radio Theater presents Jack Benny and Mary Livingston in Brewster's Millions. LUX presents Hollywood. Tonight, our producer, Cecil B. DeMille, brings us Jack Benny and Mary Livingston. And the LUX Radio Theater Orchestra under the direction of Louis Silvers. And now, the producer of the LUX Radio Theater, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Throughout the world, people celebrate Jack Benny's birthday by sending flowers, candy, and valentines to each other. That it happens to be February 14th is only incidental. Jack made his first entrance in Waukegan, Illinois. He also made his first audition there. At a tender age, he played the violin for the manager of the local theater. Deeply impressed, the manager gave him a job at once as doorman. When the World War broke out, Jack took a personal interest in it. He joined the Navy. It toughens him for battle. His officers asked him to play at a sailor's benefit. Jack was only a little like Nero on this occasion, but while he played, the audience burned. But when he put down the fiddle and talked, they enjoyed every minute of it. Jack knew right then that while his fiddle playing was funny, his jokes were funnier. The way Jack became the husband of Mary Livingston is funny too. They were introduced by one of the four Marx brothers. The first night they met, Jack couldn't understand a word Mary said because she didn't say anything. A few months later, Mary called to see him. This time, she talked to the extent of telling him that she liked him very much. Jack married her at once before she could change her mind. The most popular comedian on the air, Jack is a record-breaking picture personality. Tonight we hear Mr. Benny as Jack Brewster and Miss Livingston becomes Mary Gray. But we've heard enough about our stars. Now let's hear from them. Ladies and gentlemen, the LUX Radio Theater surrenders its microphone to Jack Benny and Mary Livingston in Brewster's Millions. We're in the offices of Grant and Vanderpool, attorneys at law. For months, the two senior partners have been trying to locate one Jack Brewster, who has recently fallen heir to a huge fortune. At last, their efforts have been rewarded. Grant, one of the attorneys, reads from a typewritten report.
Jack B. Brewster, sex, male, color white, dark complexion, living now in a New York boarding house run by a Mrs. Bridget Gray, 822 West 46th Street. At the present time, Brewster is unemployed, single, evidently in desperate financial condition. Type of regular employment? Unknown, but claims to be a musician. Well, there you are. That's the detective's report.
Jack B. Brewster. Are you sure that's the man we want?
Well, it seems to be. The middle initial must stand for Benjamin, his uncle's name.
In desperate financial condition, eh? Looks like a pleasant surprise in store for him.
Well, a cool million would be a pleasant surprise for anyone.
$1 million. Is that the final reckoning?
Well, it's 1 or 6, depending upon Brewster himself. If he lives up to the terms of the will, he'll inherit $6 million at the end of the year.
Have you notified him yet?
Oh, no. We'd better break it gently. Hello? Yeah, send Timothy in here, will you? I want him to run an errand.
Oh, wouldn't a letter be safer?
Well, I want Brewster here in person before he knows any of the terms. Secrecy is the essence of the will.
Yes, Mr. Grant?
Oh, come here, Timothy. I want you to go to 822 West 46th Street. Find a fellow by the name of Jack B. Brewster and bring him back here with you.
Yes, sir. But suppose he isn't there?
Oh, he'll be there. It's his boarding house. If he's not in when you call, camp on the doorstep until he comes back.
Yes, sir. I'll get it, Mr. Grant.
Oh, come in.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, it's you, Mary. You should have known you shouldn't interrupt me when I'm practicing.
Gee, somebody should.
Never mind that. What do you want?
Well, that man is here again.
What man?
You know, the fella from the law office. He wants to see you. Says it's very important.
Oh, important, eh? Well, not to me. What does he think I am, a dope?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Say, listen, I've been dodging that fellow for a week, and he's not going to get me now.
Well, why don't you find out what he wants?
I know what he wants. He's got a claim against me for something, and probably thinks he's going to attach my assets. Well, he's got another thing coming.
Yeah, if he thinks he can find any assets.
Well, tell him I'm not here. Tell him I've moved. Tell him I'm in China.
I did.
Oh, you did, huh? What did he say?
Oh, he said he'd be back in 20 minutes.
20 minutes? He must have a pretty rough idea where China is.
No, but he's got a pretty good idea where you are.
Well, Mary, I'm wise to these lawyers' tricks. I've been dragged into court so often I'm beginning to look like Exhibit A. But look, get along all right.
Oh, gee, Jack, you're smart.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like to brag, but I guess when it comes to money matters, I'm about as smart as the next fellow. You know, Mary, I've got ideas. Big ideas. Why, if I had $10,000 or $20,000 right now, I could turn it into $250,000 just like that.
$250,000?
Maybe $500,000, maybe $2 million. Boy, there's no limit to what I could do.
Gee, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, and before I forget, Mother says if you don't pay your back rent by Wednesday, you'll have to get out.
Well, there you go. That's a fine way to treat a man with big ideas and bills to match. And another thing, that's a nice attitude for your mother to take for her future son-in-law. I'll bet $10 she doesn't want you to marry me.
Find a taker and you've got your room rent.
Yeah? Well, what's she got against me anyway? I'm honest, ain't I? And I'm hardworking too, when I can find any work. Being broke isn't any disgrace. Why, there are 10 people living in this boarding house right now who owe her a lot more than I do. Why does she always pick on me?
You're her favorite.
Oh,
Oh, but don't let it worry you, Jack. I still feel the same.
you do, Mary?
Of course I do.
Well, that's all I need. If you have faith in me, I can lick the world. We'll get married soon. You wait and see.
Sure we will.
Say, Mary, remember the first time we met? Gee, that was a great day for me. I'll never forget it.
I tried, and I can't either.
And then the day, Mary, the day we went to Coney Island, remember? I held your hand all the way home, and when we got inside, I put my arm around you and...
And you said, Mary, will you marry me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, 8 years go fast.
8 years. 8 years. You're always bringing that up.
Well, it is 8 years, isn't it?
Well, it's not my fault if I can't find any work.
Well, don't yell at me.
Who's yelling?
You are.
May I come in?
Oh, hello, Miss Smith. Sure, come on in.
Oh, thank you. I was sitting in my room and I thought I heard voices in here.
That's funny. I didn't hear a thing. Did you, Jack?
No.
Oh, now. You were having a little spat, weren't you?
Just a little one, yes.
But it had possibilities.
I thought so. Now, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Just sit right down, both of you.
What for?
I'm going to read you the last chapter of my new novel. It's called Girl Meets Boy.
Girl meets boy? Wait a minute. There's a story called Boy Meets Girl.
Well, this is Girl Meets Boy.
Oh, dumb luck, huh?
Anyway, it's all about a young couple just like you. It will do you good to listen to it.
Now look, Miss Smith, there's no use wasting your voice or your energy reading it to us. You want to save your strength for reading it to the publishers.
She read it to 5 of them already.
Now that's enough, Mary.
You said it.
Now listen, children. Girl Meets Boy by Sophie Smith, Chapter 10.
Chapter 10. What happened to the first 9?
What's the difference?
Oh.
Oh, no. I like to start with Chapter 10 because that's the reconciliation scene that brings the lovers back together, and that's what I want you to hear.
Oh, very well. Go ahead.
In the gathering shadows of the midsummer twilight, Gwendolen stood in the garden of the inn with Theodore. "Oh, Gwendolen," he murmured. "Oh, Theodore," she answered. His arms flew around her waist, and pressing her close, he kissed her full on the lips, a long, blistering, lingering kiss.
Now we're getting someplace.
So is Theodore.
Mary, go ahead, Miss Smith.
Carried away by the ardor of his love, Theodore seized her in a mad embrace, flung his arms around her, and crushed her closely to him.
Mary, what are you laughing at?
Theodore goes wild.
Mary, please. I'm getting interested. Continue, Miss Smith.
"Oh, my sweet," he says.
Who, me? Oh, pardon me.
"It's been so long since we held each other in this close embrace. So long." "Yes," she said, 8 long years."
Hey, stop. Stop that.
"Why, Mr. Brewster?"
What are you trying to do? Start more trouble?
Mary!
Yes, Ma?
Oh, here you are.
Well, good morning, Mrs. Gray.
Good morning, is it? Do you know what time it is? I come up here to tell you once and for all, I'm serving breakfast up till 11 o'clock, and if anyone can't come on time, then he gets left.
Well, come on, Jack. Last one down sits on the piano stool.
Okay.
Will you have another piece of toast, Mr. Dudley?
Oh, thank you. I don't mind if I do.
Miss Dawn, will you have some?
No, thank you. I have to watch my weight, you know.
What for, Miss Dawn?
Well, haven't you heard? I'm going to have a tryout this morning for the Winter Follies. Mr. Kramer, the producer, is very interested in my voice.
Say, I've been hearing that story for the last 6 months, but nothing ever happens.
Is that so? Well, let me tell you, Mr. Donovan, I've been hearing about that invention of yours for the last 10 months, but I don't see anyone buying it.
I got the patent on it, ain't I?
A patent on an egg holder.
And it ain't an egg holder. It's a soft-boiled egg opener, a device to prevent the egg from sliding down the side of the cup.
Well, now, if you can keep it from sliding down your vest, I think you've got something there.
Just like I was saying the other evening.
Is that so, Mr. Dudley?
Yes. Well, it's been my privilege in the past to promote the manufacture of several worthwhile articles. And I'd like to promote Mr. Donovan's invention, too, if I had the...
Yeah, that's what Jack needs, too.
Yeah, money. The curse of modern civilization. But we've got to have it. Why, if I had a couple of $1,000 right now, I could turn it into $1 million like that. That's all I need is a few paltry $1,000.
Paltry?
Yeah,
Why, if you had $5, you'd declare a dividend.
I would, eh?
Oh, Mr. Brewster,
Yeah, Rosie?
there's a man here from a lawyer's office.
Tell him I'm not in.
Mr. Brewster,
Yes, Mrs. Gray?
I'll have you know I'm running a respectable boarding house, and I'm not used to having bill collectors sitting in me parlor. You go and see that man right away and get rid of him, or I'll have to ask you to leave.
Well, oh, all right, but if anything happens to me, you're going to be sorry.
Sorry for what?
That's gratitude for the way I worry about the rent I owe. Now, don't push me. Don't push me.
Are you Mr. Jack B. Brewster?
Yeah, and the B is for broke. I guess that ends our little meeting right now.
Mr. Brewster, I'm from Grant at Vanderpool. They want you to come to their office.
Oh, both of them want to see me, huh? Doubling up on me, eh? Well, now listen, you. You go back and tell Mr. Grant and Mr. Vanderpool that Mr. Brewster is no Mr. Sucker. Now let that be an end of it.
Very well, but I could say is...
I don't want to hear it.
Well, wait. If you don't come...
Good day, good day.
You won't collect the money.
What did you say?
Buddy, if you don't come with me, you won't collect it.
Wait a minute. You mean that someone wants to give me something?
Yes, sir.
Who?
Your uncle. He died a month ago and left a will making you sole heir. Mr. Grant, my employer, is the executor of the estate.
Estate?
Yes, sir. Now will you come with me?
No. You'll have to go with me because I'll be ahead of you. Where's my hat? Where's my coat?
Well, I don't...
Never mind. Listen, how much is the estate?
Well, Mr. Brewster,
Wait a minute. You better not tell me, because if it's more than $20, I'll faint. Come on.
Should I get some more water, Mr. Grant?
Rub his wrists. He said he'd faint. You should have broken it gently. Mr. Brewster, are you all right?
No.
Good, he's coming around. I gave the outer office staff instructions. Don't let anyone in here for an hour.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brewster, are you all right?
Oh, where am I?
Well, you're in my office. Don't you remember? My name is Grant.
Where's your beard?
No. I'm a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I came here and you said,
I said that you just inherited $1 million.
Yeah.
And you fainted. How do you feel now?
Like $1 million. Not bad coming out of a sound sleep, huh? So good old Uncle Ned left me a fortune, eh? I always did like good old Uncle Ned lately.
Mr. Brewster, I have some other news for you.
Good news?
Exceptionally good. But I'm a little afraid to tell you, I shouldn't want you to faint again.
Don't worry, shoot.
Well, 5 years ago, your grandfather died. We just opened the codicil of his will, and we find that he also left you something.
What a parlay. Go on.
Well, Mr. Brewster, get ready now.
I'm ready.
Mr. Brewster, your grandfather left you in the codicil of his will the sum of exactly $6 million.
Not bad.
You're not going to faint?
I don't think so. After all, they say the first million is the hardest.
Well, I'm relieved. Of course, your grandfather's bequest has certain conditions.
I knew there was a catch. I'll bet I have to earn it. What kind of conditions?
Well, Mr. Brewster, are you good at spending money?
Well, I don't know. I've never had the opportunity to try.
Well, then let me tell you this. You'll inherit $6 million left by your grandfather only and if, at the end of 1 year from today, you have spent the entire million left by your uncle.
What? You mean all I have to do is go through $1 million in 1 year and I'll get 6 more?
Exactly.
Well, I can start by paying my back rent, and that'll put a dent in it. I always thought there was something screwy about Grandpa.
Well, briefly, the story is this. Your grandfather hated and despised your uncle.
Well, as long as they both liked me.
And he knew that your uncle would leave you quite a sum of money, and he didn't want you to keep it.
Listen, give me my uncle's million and let me out of here. I'll come back in a year with holes in my socks, if I'm wearing any.
Well, that's exactly what you'll have to do. Now listen to this. Quote, before my grandson can claim the $6 million, he must spend the entire sum of money left by his uncle and appear before the executors 1 year from the day this is read. He must have no worldly possessions whatsoever, no cash in his pockets, no more than 1 suit of clothes.
Well, I'm dressed for the part right now.
There's more. Listen. Under no conditions may my grandson take anyone into his confidence. No one must know why he is spending his uncle's money, or this codicil will be invalidated, and he will lose the bequest.
That means I can't tell anyone, eh?
Oh, you can tell them that you've inherited $1 million, yes, but you mustn't tell them about the rest of it.
I see. Go on.
It must be understood by my grandson that he must, under no circumstances, give money away recklessly, and this is very important.
Yeah?
He must be, and remain, single. There must be no matrimonial entanglement.
Wait a minute. You mean I can't get married for a year?
That's what it says.
Gee, what a handicap. A wife is such a help when it comes to spending money. Anyway, how am I going to explain it to Mary? That's my girl.
Well, you mustn't explain it. If you do, you don't get another penny. Well, what do you say? Are you willing to go through with it?
Willing? Brother, I'm ready, willing, and able. 3 smart boys.
Well, you come to the office at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and I'll have a check for you. But don't forget, you've got to spend every penny of it.
Leave it to me. $1 million in a year? Why, all I have to do is spend about $3,000 a day. Some days I'll spend 6 and then relax a day.
Well, Mr. Brewster, good day and good luck.
It sure was. Just think of this. This morning I didn't have a dime, and now I'm a millionaire. Well, so long, Mr. Grant.
So long.
Oh, I almost forgot. Could you loan me a nickel? I want to go home on the subway.
Mary, will you pass the asparagus to Mr. Dudley, please?
I would if there was any left.
Oh, never mind. It's quite all right. Oh, by the way, Mary, where's Mr. Brewster? I haven't seen him since breakfast.
Oh, don't ask me. It's the first time he's missed lunch in 3 years.
I think he left the house with that lawyer fella.
Maybe they put him in the jug. Pass the butter, will you?
I hope nothing has happened to him. Maybe he'll telephone.
What are you so worried about, Miss Dawn?
Oh, I'm not worried. Mr. Brewster means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, will you pass the bread, please, Mr. Donovan?
Say, I thought you was trying to keep your weight down. Ain't you getting a tryout today?
She had it already. Pass her the bread.
Greetings to you, one and all.
Well, look who's here.
I told you he never missed lunch.
Mary, I've got some great news for you, and what news it is. Folks, you're in on this too. But hold on to your chairs, because I'm going to blow the roof off.
Well, what is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now looking at none other than Jack B. Brewster, the millionaire. The B is for big shot.
B is for bottle, and that's what you've been hitting.
What do you mean, bottle? I'm telling you, I'm in the money. I'm a millionaire.
Is this on the level?
It sure is. My uncle died and left me $1 million.
Holy jumping.
Congratulations, Mr. Brewster.
Thanks, everybody, thanks. Well, Mrs. Gray, what do you think of me now?
Pay your back rent by Wednesday or get out.
All right. You'll get your rent and I'll get out too. I'm moving to Park Avenue penthouse tomorrow morning. So there. I want you all to come up and see me sometime.
We will. Tall, dark, and balmy.
And I'm not going to forget my old friends. Sophie, did you say that book of yours was finished?
Why, yes, Mr. Brewster.
Well, bring it around. I'm going to publish it for you.
Are you crazy? That book has been turned down by every publisher in the country.
Well, we'll send it to another country. And that's not all. I'm going to do, Mike, I'm going to manufacture and market that invention of yours.
Hooray!
I'll show you my heart's in the right place. Dudley, you can be my business manager. I need one.
You need a keeper, too.
I'll get one of those, too.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, how can I ever thank you?
Say no more. I'll start you off at, let's say, $200 a week.
$200? Oh, Mr. Brewster, I think you're just the most wonderful
And
thing.
you haven't seen anything yet, Miss Dawn? You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to finance a new show, the biggest thing that ever hit Broadway, and you're going to play the lead in it.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, this is too much.
Yes, it is.
Don't worry, it won't last long.
Dudley, get busy. Engage me a suite of offices in the Empire State Building. Take a whole floor. We've got to do things right.
You're doing things right, all right. A year from now, you won't have a nickel.
That's the idea. Oh, I mean, what's the difference?
You're spending your dough like a wild man.
Sure, Wild Jack Brewster, that's me. Before I'm finished, I'll make Diamond Jim Brady look like Sir Harry Lauder. Mike, run outside and order me a taxi cab.
Sure, Mr. Brewster.
Tell him to pull up to the door and stand there until I come out.
Are you leaving already?
No, but I have an appointment at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I want the cab to wait.
Faced with the invaluable task of spending, an enviable task of spending $1 million inside of a year, Jack had gone a mad buying spree. Nothing is too much. Nothing is too good. But his romance with Mary is at a complete standstill. Due to the conditions of the bequest, he can't marry her, nor can he tell her the reason. As our scene begins, we're in Jack's suite of offices. Mary and Dudley, the business manager, are in deep conversation.
I tell you, Miss Gray, he's throwing his money around like a madman. He'll run through $100,000 in the last 20 days, and what has he got to show for it?
A lot of canceled checks.
Exactly. Now, look at this. $710 for typewriters.
Well, how many did he get?
10. And he's hired 5 stenographers.
Well, gee, they'll have to use their feet, too.
Oh, Miss Gray, you've got to do something. If he keeps on at this rate, he won't have a penny to his name. And he's in the market, too. He just bought 1,000 shares of stock, which headed straight for the bottom. If they sell them now, it will cost him about $40,000.
$40,000?
And he's going to buy some more this afternoon. It's absolutely worthless. I tried to tell him, but he won't listen to me.
Well, he'll listen to me. I've got a couple of things I'd like to speak to Mr. Brewster about.
Well, look who's here. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Dudley.
Good morning, Mr. Brewster. There's a man waiting to see you in the outer office.
I'm too busy to see him now. Send him a check.
A check? What for?
I don't care, whatever he's selling. Well, Mary, how are you?
Oh, well, I'm all right, you know.
Take it. I'll take it, Dudley. You skip along outside.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mary. Hello? What? Yes, 1,000 shares? That's right. Oh, going down, eh? Well, buy another 1,000. Sure, I mean it. I'm a bull. I said I'm a bull. Bull.
Like in baloney.
And listen, if it goes down again, keep buying, all right? Well, Mary, how are you?
Oh, well, you know, I'm all right.
Excuse me, Mary. Hello? Yes. Why, of course I'll contribute to a deserving charity. What's the name of the organization? The Society for Helping Joe Dugan. I see. All right, Mr. Dugan, come up and see me in the morning. Well, Mary, how's every little?
Oh, well,
Excuse me, Mary. Hello? That's right. Yeah, I'm putting on a new show. Oh, you're an actor, eh? Well, that's fine. How would you be willing to accept, let's say, $250 a week? What? You're not worth it? All right, then I'll make it $500. Goodbye. Well, Mary, how are you?
Hand me that phone, will you?
Hey! Hey, what are you doing? Stop it!
I'm all right, Jack. How are you?
Thanks for ruining my telephone. There goes another $10.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you spend money all day.
Ah, what do you mean? It's business, isn't it? You know the old saying, you've got to spend it if you want to make it.
Yes, and a fool and his money are soon parted.
He who hesitates is lost. Now it's your turn.
Look what you've been doing the last month, running around like a wild man. And this new show you're going to open. Do you realize a producer lost $70,000 last year on a show like that?
Ah, cheapskate. Wait till you see my flop. I mean, my show.
And Barbara Dawn. You seem to be getting along fine with her, don't you?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, spending all that money for clothes and furs. You bought her 3 fur coats in the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's all right. We're just building her up.
For what? A polar expedition?
Now, look, you're not jealous, Mary, are you?
Jealous of Barbara Dawn? Ha ha! I should say not.
Oh, Mary, don't be like that. Barbara Dawn is nothing to me. Really, you're the only one that counts.
Well, if you think so much of me, why don't you do something about it?
You mean, get married?
Yes. Well, I've been wearing your engagement ring for so long, my whole hand is turning green.
Well, now look, Mary. Mary, you gotta trust me. I just can't get married now.
Why not?
Well, look, I can't tell you, but you'll just have to take my word. There's a very good reason. Look, will you trust me, Mary?
Well, if you'll stop spending money.
Ah, gee, thanks. That's swell.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, your car is downstairs.
Oh, that's right. Come on, Mary. I've got an appointment with a man to buy a gold mine. Well, how do you like the new car, Mary? Only $18,000. Not bad, huh?
It's all right. I see you got a trailer too, huh?
Trailer? That's the rumble seat.
Hey, watch out where you're driving. Slow down.
Don't worry. Everything's under control, Mary. Watch that speedometer.
Hey, stop. Stop.
What for? We're only doing 60.
I said stop. Did you hear me? Stop.
Nothing doing.
Hey, pull over there.
You'll stop.
Gee, can you imagine that? A cop.
Well, don't give him any back talk, Jack. A friend of mine got a big fine the other day for sassing a policeman.
Oh, yeah? Are you sure of that?
Well, I was with him. Why?
Oh, never mind. A big fine, eh? Well.
Oh, look out. He's coming over.
Well, where do you think you're going? To a fire?
Oh, what's it to you, slug?
Jack!
Oh, a fresh guy, eh?
Yeah, you want to make something of it?
Shut up! Shut up!
Hey, Weasel, I've got a good mind to hand you a ticket. What do you think of that?
Make it 2. I have a lady with me.
Hey, listen, mister. It's a $200 fine for doing 60 in this town, see?
Sure, I see you, dope. You think I'm blind? And I wasn't doing 60, I was doing 75.
Oh, you was, eh?
Yeah, in another minute, I'd have been in high.
Now, listen, you.
Come on, give me the ticket and scram out of here before I lose my temper.
Shut up!
I won't shut up. Who does he think he is anyhow? I'm a citizen of this town and a taxpayer. I'm not going to take any back talk from some dumb flatfoot. What do you think of that, Charlie Chan?
I guess you're right, mister.
What?
Maybe I was too hasty. I'm sorry.
Hey, wait a minute.
After all, it's folks like you who are paying my salary, and I got no right to get fresh with you. Excuse me.
Hey, wait a minute, wait. What about the ticket? What about that $200 fine?
Oh, that's all right. Forget it, mister. So long.
Hey!
Hello? Mr. Brewster's office. Oh, Mr. Brewster, can you see Miss Dawn now?
Okay, have her come in.
Have her come in, please.
How do we stand, Dudley? Go on with the report.
Well, that's all there is, sir. Your expenses for the last 2 months total almost $300,000.
$300,000 in 2 months. Not bad. How's that stock of mine going?
Oh, going down faster than ever.
Good. When it hits 0, sell. Oh, hello, Miss Dawn.
Hello, Mr. Brewster.
That'll be all, Dudley.
Yes, sir.
Well, how's the little leading lady today?
Just fine. Like my new dress?
Say, that's all right. Better get a couple of more just like it.
Oh, Jack. Why are you so sweet to me, Jack?
Oh, I just like to spend money. And you've got to have clothes if you're going to be a star. You're one of my big investments, Miss Dawn.
Is that all that I mean to you? Investments?
Well, now
I don't believe it. You wouldn't be doing all this for me unless, oh...
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, Jack, why don't you say it? Why don't you tell me that you love me?
What? Let me tell you, that's not...
You do, you know you do.
Now, look here, Miss Dawn. You're making a big mistake.
Perhaps, but I have, well, I have to tell you, I love you anyway. There.
No. I mean, you're all wrong about that.
No, I'm not all wrong.
Oh.
I don't care what anyone says about you. I still think you're the nicest man I ever met.
Oh, now, I don't. I'm not quite that.
Jack,
I'm
darling,
not really.
darling, Oh.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Come in. You know Miss Dawn, of course, huh?
Oh, Miss Dawn. Not the Miss Dawn.
Yeah.
The one who used to live in our boarding house.
I think you remember me.
Oh, gee, I didn't recognize you for a minute behind those eyelashes. Or is it a new kind of veil?
Now, wait a second, Mary.
If you'll excuse me, Jack, I'll come back sometime when you're alone.
He was alone when I came in. Oh, she wants to be alone with you, huh? What did she mean by that crack?
Oh, don't pay any attention to her, Mary. Listen. Do you want me to come to the theater? Do you want to come to the theater with me? I'm picking talent for the new show.
Talent? If it was up to you, Garbo would still be in Sweden.
Oh, come on, Mary.
All right, everybody, here's Mr. Brewster. Now, right this way, Mr. Brewster.
Okay, Miss Gallagher. Mary, you sit next to me. We've got plenty of talent here this afternoon.
Plenty and loud.
Quiet, everybody. Quiet down.
Well, all right, let's see who's first.
We are, Mr. Brewster.
Yeah, we were here first.
Well, what are your name, boys?
Murphy and Slade. You know, those two funny guys. I'm Murphy.
Yeah, he's Murphy.
I guess that makes you Slade then, huh?
Yeah, we're comedians, ain't we, Murphy?
Yeah.
Well, that's all very funny. Let's hear your act, boys.
Oh, don't tell me there's more.
Mary.
Well, I come out, see? I walk across the stage, Slade comes out from the other side, and we bump into each other.
We bump into each other.
Make it hard.
Mary.
Then I say hello, Slade.
Now, wait a minute, fellas. You don't have to go any further. You're killing me. Take these fellows outside and sign them up.
Take them outside and hang them up.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Brewster, but may I have a word with you?
Well, let's see. What is it?
I don't wish to waste my time here any further.
I don't care what it says.
I'm a tragedian.
Oh, that's...
I have trod the boards as Hamlet, as Macbeth, as Othello. Have you an opening for me?
Well,
Oh, there's a manhole just outside.
Quiet. See Miss Gallagher. Tell her that you can play the prologue.
Thank you. A prologue.
Now, who's next, folks?
VR, come on, Goldstein.
Sure, how are you, Mr. Brewster?
Well, hello,
Gillis and Goldstein. And we're writing up smash hits for singing.
songwriters, eh? Did you ever write any hit numbers?
Listen, did you ever hear of Mother McCree? Old Man River? St. Louis Blues?
Well, St. Louis Blues, sure.
Pooey!
Oh,
We write good ones. Hey, listen. I got a song that will be sweeping the country by storm.
well, what's the name of it, kid?
My Hoochie Coochie Kid. Swing it, Gillis.
Oh, this'll be good for our show. Let me play it and let's see how it goes. I got a hoochie coochie baby down the hoochie coochie aisle.
And she is something, believe me, mister. And she's the sweetest gal in town.
Well, yeah.
Hot stuff, huh?
Oh.
Ah, it burns me up, too.
Listen, Mr. Goldstein. Are all of your songs like this one?
If such a thing is possible, some of them are even better.
If such a thing is possible.
Ah, kidder, huh?
Wait a minute. There's no use in going any further with this talent business.
Now you're getting smart.
Hey, Gallagher. Gallagher.
Yes, Mr. Brewster?
Give everybody here a contract. Rehearsal start tomorrow. We should be ready to open up in a month.
Oh, if such a thing is possible.
Read all about it. Playboy Brewster opens show on Broadway. Read all about it.
Oh, hello, Dudley.
Hello, Mr. Brewster. I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I've got to see you.
Well, sure. Come in. Did you see the opening tonight, Dudley?
Yes, sir. But well, that's not what I came to talk to you about.
Hey, you look worried. What's the matter?
Oh, Mr. Brewster, I've got a confession to make.
At 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, sir. I couldn't sleep. It's been on my mind for a week, and I can't bear it any longer.
Wait, hey, what's wrong?
Mr. Brewster, I'm a thief,
A thief?
a swindler, an embezzler. I've stolen money from you, gambled with it on the market. I thought the stock would go up, but it didn't. And now, I've come to confess. Oh, do what you want with me. I don't care. I'm no good.
I see. Well, what stock did you buy?
American Timber,
How much did you lose?
$22,000.
Now that's loyalty for you. You get a hot thing like that and you don't let me in on it?
What?
Take another 10,000. Buy some more.
You mean you're not going to send me to prison?
Of course not. Not unless the stock goes up.
But I'll pay you back. I swear I will every time.
I don't want it back.
But I want to give it to you. 22.
I said I don't want it. Now listen. Have you seen the newspaper account of my new show?
Why, no.
Well, get this. It's practically certain that Playboy Brewster, that's me, has backed the biggest flop ever seen on Broadway. Before it is withdrawn, it'll probably cost him over 200 grand. There. And you come around with your paltry $22,000? Get out of here.
Here you are, Mr. Brewster. Here are the latest reports.
Let me see it. No, this is awful. Awful.
Well, Mr. Brewster, what's wrong?
That gold mine I bought? Look, they struck gold.
Struck gold? Why, that's wonderful.
Dudley, you gotta sell that mine. Do you hear? And sell it cheap.
Cheap? It's worth a fortune.
That's the whole trouble. For 8 months, I've been going beautifully. And now look what happens. I'm starting to make money. Answer that.
Hello? Yes? Yes, he's here. Who? Oh, hold on a minute, please.
Who is it?
It's Hollywood calling. Mr. Rosenblatt of Super Sound Pictures.
Oh, a producer, huh? What does he want? Hello? Yes, this is Jack Brewster. What? You want to buy the rights to my show? Are you crazy? My show is a flop. The biggest flop in years. Oh, I see. You like to buy flops because they're cheaper. Well, I won't sell. No, I don't want a check for $50,000. Goodbye. Oh, this is terrible. What am I going to do?
Mr. Brewster, I don't understand.
Shut up. I got to think of something. What can I do? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've got an idea.
Yes, sir?
Dudley, go out and buy me a yacht.
A what?
A yacht, a big one. Hire me a crew, invite all of my friends, my enemies too. I want a crowd. We're going to go on a 3-mile cruise.
Boo. Boo.
Say, Skipper, where did you say we were?
About 30 miles off the coast of Virginia, Miss Gray.
Is that all? You mean we've been sailing around out here for 6 weeks? And we're only that far?
We've been going in circles. I heard Mr. Brewster give the orders.
I advised him to turn around and head for port yesterday, but he won't do it.
Head for port? What for?
The barometer is falling fast. We're in for a heavy storm.
A storm? Holy smokes.
I can't understand Mr. Brewster. I asked him why he wanted to stay out, and he said he can't run the risk of making money on shore.
I think he's going batty.
Well, where is he now?
He's forward with Miss Dawn.
Oh, he is, eh? I've suspected that for a long time.
I mean, he's in the forepart of the boat. He and Miss Dawn are making plans to produce another show.
What? Another show, eh? Wait here, folks. I'll tell him a thing or two.
You see, Miss Dawn? The ballet will cost approximately $70,000.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Uh-huh. You know, I think there's a storm approaching.
You said it, fathead. I want to speak to you.
Oh, a tornado, huh? Hello, Mary.
Well, what's the idea of putting on another show? Didn't the last one cost you enough?
Not quite. You see,
Pardon me. If I'm not wanted around here, I'll leave.
Oh, you got something there. Goodbye.
Now listen, Mary.
You listen to me. I'm sick and tired of the way you're throwing your money around, and I'm sick and tired of waiting for you to make up your mind about getting married.
Oh, why are you getting excited?
Excited? I don't want a honeymoon on the Townsend plan.
Mary, look it. Give me 2 months. That's all I ask, just 2 months.
What are you talking about?
Mary, I can't explain it now, but the show will cost about $250,000. That's exactly what I have to get rid of. Don't ask me now, please.
All right. But listen to this. If you throw another penny away on a new show or any other crazy idea, we're through. Washed up.
Mary.
I mean it. If you do any more crazy stunts, I'll never look at you again.
Mr. Brewster! Mr. Brewster!
What do you want, Skipper?
We've got to turn around and head for port, sir. We're listing badly.
But I don't want to go to shore.
We've got to. And if we don't start now, we'll have to be assisted by the Marjorie O. She's standing by to help us.
Oh, I don't care. Do what you want.
Yes, sir. But if the Marjorie O assists us, she'll get salvage value. The whole boat will belong to the owners of the Marjorie O.
What?
It's maritime law. You'll lose $250,000.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you sure of that?
Yes, sir.
Put out to sea.
What?
Are you crazy?
Yes, sir. Put out to sea and notify the Marjorie O we need assistance. Tell her we'll give her salvage rights and a bonus to every sailor. Go on. Go on.
It's the morning of the last day, the day on which Jack has to be completely broke if he is to inherit his grandfather's $6 million. In his hotel room, he's talking to Grant, the lawyer.
Well, you're really broke, eh, Mr. Brewster?
Listen, Mr. Grant, I'm so broke that, well, I haven't eaten in a week. If I pull my belt in one more notch, I'll look like an hourglass.
What about possessions? Do you own anything?
Not a thing. I lost my boat. I lost my furniture. I owe 2 months' hotel and office rent. If the holes in my socks were any bigger, I could use them for garters.
Well, I see you've complied with all the conditions of the will. Of course, it's not 12 o'clock noon yet.
I know it. That's why I'm hiding out. Believe me, I've had a tough time, Mr. Grant. Everything I touched turned to gold, except Mary's ring. And now I'm not taking any chances. I'm staying right here until the time's almost up.
Well, that's a good idea. I suppose you've had a good time spending all the money.
Oh, it was all right. But of course, I lost my girl.
Oh, you mean Miss Gray?
Yeah, she got sore at me for spending so much and walked out. I haven't seen her for 2 months.
Ah, well, those things happen, Mr. Brewster. Like I always say, that's life.
Did you make that up yourself? Anyway, Mr. Grant, I don't feel too happy about it.
Well, maybe when she finds out the real reason why you were spending the money, she'll forgive you.
Maybe. That's why I want her to be in the office when you hand over the money. I've asked the whole crowd to show up.
Oh, I'll be delighted to explain it to her. Well, it's time I left, Mr. Brewster. I'll see you at exactly 12 noon.
That's right, at the office.
Until that time, don't take any nickels, wooden or otherwise.
I could have used you in my show.
Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Brewster's office. No, he ain't here. Yeah? Well, I want to see him too. He owes me 13 weeks' salary. Say, do you know a good lawyer? I want to bring a suit against that guy myself.
Here, put down that phone. It's a fine thing you're doing. Asking for a lawyer so you can sue your own boss. That's loyalty, that is.
Aw, dry up. What about my back salary?
I only owe you 13 weeks. You're not superstitious, are you? You'll get your back salary as soon as I get what's coming to me.
And I hope it's soon.
I'll remember that remark, Miss Higgins, when it's time for bonuses. Anyone arrive yet?
Yeah, they're inside.
Say, where is that guy? Oh, here you are.
Oh, hello, Mary. Gee, it's good to see you again.
Yeah? Well, I didn't come here because I wanted to. Mr. Dudley dragged me. I didn't ever want to see you again.
Gee, don't talk like that, Mary. I'm crazy about you. No fooling.
Oh, don't mind me, folks. I don't work here anymore.
You may go, Miss Higgins.
Sure.
Mary, let me look at you. Oh, boy, you really look swell.
Thanks. If you look better, I'd return the compliment.
Well, I've been on a sort of a diet. Haven't eaten much of anything for a week. You know, life has its ups and downs, Mary. Sometimes you're on top, and sometimes you hit the bottom.
You must have landed with an awful thud.
Well,
You're broke, eh?
Well, sort of,
In other words, you're right back to where you were 9 years ago. No money, no job.
That's right. Only this time I haven't even got my girl.
Well, what happened to that Dawn dame?
Oh, Mary, she meant nothing to me.
Oh, only 3 fur coats a week.
I wish I had the lining of one of them for a suit.
Oh, well, I don't want to talk about her.
Look, Mary, do you think that... I mean, could it possibly be... Oh, you probably won't believe me anyway.
Probably not.
Mary, I've been a fool. I'll be a different guy. Wait, you'll see.
You mean you'll really reform?
From now on, you won't even know it's the same fellow. I'll let you be boss. You can even handle the cash.
That'll be easy enough.
What do you say, Mary? Is it a go? I mean, can we start all over again?
Well...
Oh, come on.
You promise you won't pull any more crazy stunts?
Cross my heart and hope to die. I'll never spend another dime unless you okay it.
All right, Jack. It's a go.
Gee, Mary.
Okay, honey.
Yeah.
Well, come on, we better join the others. They're waiting for you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Where are they? In here?
Yeah.
Gee, I'm not even hungry now. Hello, folks.
Ah, there he is. There's Mr. Brewster. We've been anxious to...
One at a time, folks, one at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've asked you here today for a very special reason. I'm not at liberty to tell you what it's all about, but as soon as the clock strikes 12, I'm going to hand you all a big surprise. During the last year, you've all seen me under very trying circumstances. Needless to say, I've had good reason for my actions, but now everything has turned out fine. In the first place, I'm completely broke, but never mind that. It's all part of the plan.
What's the big surprise, Jack?
You'll see, Mary.
Well, while we're waiting, I have a little surprise, too.
Oh, you, Mr. Dudley?
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brewster once did a very fine thing for me, and I've never forgotten it. To show him that my heart is in the right place, and to prove my gratitude, I take great pleasure in returning to him his $22,000.
What?
Here you are, Mr. Brewster.
Put it away! Put it away! Get rid of it!
I promised to pay it back. I'm going to give it to you.
Who asked you for it? Get rid of it!
Jack, you take that money.
No. Listen, I don't want it. I can't take it. I don't know what he's talking about.
Remember what you said, Jack?
Open the window, quick!
The man's crazy.
Now give me that money. There. That settles it.
Holy mackerel. He threw 22,000 bucks out the window.
And that's not ticker tape. Jack, this is the end.
Mary, I had to do it.
Oh, don't speak to me.
The guy's off his nut.
Mary, listen,
No!
Good afternoon, Mr. Brewster.
Oh, come in, Mr. Grant. Mary, please don't leave. Sit down, Mr. Grant.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Brewster, it's exactly 12 noon. Have you changed your financial status?
No, Mr. Grant, I'm twice as broke as ever before.
Good. Then I take pleasure in presenting you with this check for $6 million.
It's a gag.
No, it isn't, Mary. I'm rich.
I don't get this.
Well, Mary, look. Now let me explain. I had to spend my uncle's million in a year so I could get the $6 million left by my grandfather. It's all mine, Mary. Every penny of it.
Just a minute. I don't understand this yet. But don't forget our agreement. I handle the cash.
Yes, my love. Are you happy, Mary?
Oh, Jack, it's wonderful.
Well, from now on, you can have anything you want.
Anything?
Yeah.
You mean it?
Of course I do.
Well, let's run out and get a hamburger. I'm starved.
Okay, and the treat's on me.
According to the clock, it's now time for tonight's star to make a second entrance. I welcome her with a bouquet of freshly plucked congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mary Livingston.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. And I'd like to tell you what a grand program I think the Lux Radio Theater is, especially tonight. And I'm sure that goes for my assistant, too.
Assistant?
Come in.
Miss Livingston?
Yes?
I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you...
I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, but I was just about to interview our star, Miss Livingston.
Oh, I thought maybe you'd like to hear me play the B on my violin.
So would millions of other people. But we don't believe you own a violin. And we don't believe you can play one. It's just an obsession that's gone to your head.
Yeah, he's got a bee in his bonnet.
Yeah, is this DeMille or Fred Allen, huh? Say, Mr. DeMille, Mr. DeMille, you directed the film The Plainsman, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Did you see it?
Yes, and I want to tell you how good I thought it could be. Nice photography, swell story, and I thought B. Arthur was terrific.
Well, Gary Cooper was in it too.
Cooper, oh yes. That's what I wanted to speak to you about. Of course, you know, Gary and I are both working for Paramount Studio, and I don't want to say anything out of the way, but look, Mr. DeMille, you know I do the outdoor stuff too. You've heard of me, Buck Benny, huh?
Yes.
I can't understand how you've overlooked me. I see you in the community all the time.
Oh, do you eat in there?
Well, I eat in the commissary. Yeah, it's in my contract. I get my meals and car fare.
What about your salary?
They're coming to that.
Yes. If you ever make another picture of that type, please don't forget me.
Thank you, I will.
You're welcome.
So, Jack, tell me, doesn't this kind of broadcast make you a little nervous?
Well, now that it's over, Mr. DeMille, I'll admit I was. But of course, our own half-hour shows, I generally give my all. But this being an hour show, I had to give twice of myself. You were good too, Mary, and tonight I'm going to pay you for working with me.
Oh, I just thought of something very funny.
All right, what's that?
This is my Luxy day.
Remember our own product, Mary, will you?
Jack, I want to thank you and Mary for coming up here tonight. Maybe you can't play the bee, but you can play Brewster like $1 million.
And if you spend it all in 1 year, $6 million.
Thanks, Mr. DeMille, for letting me be an actor.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille.
Oh, Mr. DeMille, don't forget the little thing we discussed. You know, the hint I dropped? Remember, I'm the Cooper type?
Yes, Jackie.
Jackie Cooper? Goodbye.
Thank you, Jack Benny and Mary Livingstone. Or should I say Donna Amesmeyer and Jack Gelsomino. Tonight our cast includes Chris Martin as the Irish landlady and Mary's mother. Those legal eagles, Grant and Vanderpool, were played by Rob Humph and Andre Dixon. Andre also doubled as half of the not-so-funny comedy team of Murphy and Slade. Boarding house residents were Ellie Babka, who played Sophie Smith, Judy Marsh as that would-be actress Barbara Dawn, Rob Krasniewski as Mr. Donovan, the inventor, and Jay Summerfield, who was not only Mr. Dudley, but also doubled as the lawyer's assistant Timothy. Can't have a boarding house without a maid, and that part was played by Rosemary Braylow, one of our newsboys, along with, I believe, Ellie Babka. Meanwhile, over at the old Vaudeville Theater, we had Rosemary acting as the stage manager, Rob Krasniewski and Jay Summerfield writing songs, John Shefke playing a dramatic actor, and, by the way, the renowned Cecil B. DeMille himself. And I, John Wirtz, as the other half of that not-so-funny comedy team of Murphy and Slade, a laugh a minute. I also played the police officer who wasn't funny either. The yacht was skippered by Captain Andre Dixon. Miss Higgins, the secretary, was Sue Gadzinski, and your announcer for the evening, John Wirtz. Music, as always, is provided by our orchestra man, otherwise known as Dr. John P. Gelsomino, and sound effects were cooked up by Rob and Ellie Humph. We wish to thank our technical staff, John V. Gelsomino, Ed Zeta, and also the Riverside Township Board for its support as well. Please join us, won't you, when...
Oh, just a minute. Wait. I have something to say. On October 1st,